Hey, my name is Ryan and today I'm unboxing my newest pair of Grant Stone, and this video is going to be a little bit different because I don't plan on wearing these right now. I actually plan on doing an experiment on these boots to see if I can make them the perfect boots. So in this video, I'll unbox them, show you the boot, tell you about the experiment I'm planning to do, but that will come in future videos, and then I'll give you a kind of a brief review and try on. So thank you so much for watching. Please enjoy. One of the great aspects about Grant Stone is the unboxing experience that you get with them. So I debated doing the unboxing here, but I'm sorry you're not seeing any of this in frame. I just realized my address was on that piece. Let me just cut this real quick. But the unboxing of a Grant Stone product is really part of the value you get with it. I'm gonna pull this out. And what I'm really interested to see is, this is my my fifth pair of Grant Stones, but this is the first time I've ever ordered a factory second. So I just had to jump on that because it was in my size and a leather that I really wanted to do something unique with, I wanted to experiment with. And again, I will get to that in just a minute. But it's looking like to me that the second unboxing is basically the same as the first. So you get the nice thank you card. So appreciate that. And this just adds to the value of the whole experience. Now let me tell you about this. This is some Saphir Renovateur. And I got this because I need some more for my dress shoes. And because these were seconds on sale, I think the price was like $235. So in order to get free shipping, you need to spend at least $250. So I got this. I'm not going to be using this on these boots. This is going to be for my dress shoes, and maybe I'll make some videos about this and why this is such a nice product, but that wouldn't normally come with this. All the other stuff is so cool that you get with Grant Stone. It really is a premium unboxing experience. Now, since they're seconds, I don't need to worry about putting the try-on cloth on or putting it down, because there's no returning these. These are mine for good. Of course, you get the nice little bottle opener. There's 100 videos showing this, so I'm not going to get into that. Let's dive into the boot and see what these factory seconds look like. Okay. All right. So you see a little bit of a discoloration with the leather there. But what I'm really interested to see is the welt stitching, which looks really good. I mean, oh my goodness, like this, maybe the other boot has something. You can see some discoloration and just a little bit of a discoloration there. So that's likely why they are seconds, but to me that doesn't matter at all, especially with what I have planned for these. This Polarizing Minerva Natural has got such a potent smell to it. But I mean, other than these little spots, I don't really, and I mean, with one wear, some of this stuff will just kind of blend in. Let's look at the bottom. Yeah, I mean, $235 for what you get with this boot is an absolute steal. And I'll go into more about what I love so much about the construction of this boot, but let's see the other one. Okay, we got a little bit of a discoloration. Now, one thing I will say is, in this light, you can see this discoloration, this one here, maybe a little bit here, but in real life, and you're gonna have to just take my word for it, it's not that noticeable. It's more noticeable on camera. I mean, there's a little bit of creasing there, but honestly, one day of wearing these, and I don't think you would really notice anything. The important parts, like the stitching, is absolutely perfect. It's a really pretty boot. And it's a lot different than the website photos show it, in my opinion. And Chalkboard Shoes, he made this comment on the same exact boot. So go check out his video. if you haven't already, about this Natural Minerva. But he brought out the point that it's a little bit different from the way the website shows it. So it's a lot yellower on the website, and this is more of a camel, just a very light tan. Let me switch up the angle, get a little bit better light on these things, and I'm going to show you what I plan to do with this boot. Why did I buy this boot? What experiment am I planning to do on this? Well, what I've seen over the last couple of years is this is, of course, is Grant Stone's Edward boot. So it's a little bit different. I'm going to go into about the boot, but let's just talk about the leather. The leather is it's the Minerva leather from Badalassi Carlo in natural. I've seen this natural come up quite a few times on really good sales, and I think the reason is they don't sell a lot of it. It looks a little yellow, it looks a little bit too natural, and it kind of has a fleshy tone. Now, I'm fairly pale, but for the average person, it looks a little bit too much like, this is going to sound weird, human flesh. This is an amazing leather from an amazing tannery. It's a veg tan leather. It's like a cast. It will be really hard to break in, but it's such an awesome leather. It's a problem that maybe people shy away because of its color. It's a little bit too bold for most people. So the experiment I want to do is I want to darken these with some methods that I've seen online and put a patina on these without really having to wear them yet. I want to try to get the patina on them fresh. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a couple techniques I've seen, and that's by certain oils that I'll put into the leather, and I will put them out and have them suntan basically throughout the day. Try that a couple of times to kind of dial in the perfect patina, because I've seen pictures of this leather when it's broken in over 6 months, over a year, and it is absolutely stunning. It's like no other leather. Now you can get their saddle tan. I have their saddle tan, a diesel boot, but to me there's just something about the natural patina of this leather that just over time looks awesome. But I'm not going to put in the time to get that patina. I have so many boots. I'm doing reviews, long-term reviews on other boot brands. I want to see if I, just using some techniques, can get this color the way that I want it without using dyes, but just natural patina and sun tanning. So if you're interested in this, and if you're interested in seeing what I'll be able to get out of this boot, please subscribe. And what I'll do is, coming up here, I'm going to do a kind of a comprehensive guide to what I'll be doing with the natural patina, and we'll see if we can get it. I'm going to play around with it. I might even try to go a little bit darker on the toe and the heel. Remember, I'm a dress shoe guy. We do weird things. We do stuff like that. And I want to see if I can do it to this boot, and then if I get it right where I want it with the patina, then I'll start wearing it. Because right now, you know, I am not the boldest guy, and this is a pretty bright and fleshy leather, and I want to get it to look a little bit better with some patina, and then I will get these into my rotation, break them in, and of course I'll do updates throughout this whole process. But now let me just jump into a broad review. You've probably seen a lot of reviews of Grant Stone, so this isn't going to be an in-depth review, but I do think this is a special makeup of Grant Stone, and that comes down to the leather sole. I love a leather sole. Remember, again, I'm a dress shoe guy. I'm from California. You can wear a leather sole shoe all year long in California. There is no season that you have to stop. Now I'm in the Midwest. I deal with snow, and you know, you're not going to want to wear this on ice, but for the most part, for rain, inclement weather, it does a lot better than people think, and it just is going to be so unbelievably comfortable. You have the leather heel stack and the leather sole, and this gives what I believe the prettiest sole combination that you can get, because there is no rubber sole that breaks up this line. I know a lot of people prefer a rubber sole, especially for inclement weather, so they put on their studded sole, and a lot of boot companies do this. But how Grant Stone does this thick sole on their boot and the midsole, and then you have the thick veg tan insole, it is so unbelievably comfortable when you break all that in, and you just have a ton of leather underneath your feet with a little bit of cork filling, and it's just a special makeup. And I believe that these boots, when they get the right patina with this leather sole, are going to be special boots. We know this is a Goodyear welted construction. This is a reverse split welt, and then you have the cork filler, the wonderful veg tan insole with that little sock liner with a little bit of padding for your heel. This amazing veg tan leather that is brutal. I have broken in one pair of boots with this leather, my diesel boots in the saddle tan, and it is brutal. I mean, there's no way to get around that. It is going to be tough, but it's worth it because when you break it in, it's really, you know, it really conforms to your foot. You know, it does crease a lot, but it's all part of the character that you put into the boot depending on your wear. This is a patina machine. This would be great for the Patina Thunderdome. If I lived in California, I probably would use this boot right here for the Patina Thunderdome that's starting in a couple of days. But being that I'm going to be going into winter soon and I'm just not going to wear this on snowy days, it just doesn't make sense. It makes sense to me to see if I can kind of make an artificial patina, and of course that is totally against the rules in the Patina Thunderdome. So this is going to be my own thing. This is the Ryan, this is like the lame version of the Thunderdome. This is the U-Shoe mini dome or something. And I'm going to see if I can get some patina on these boots, but it's an awesome boot. Grant Stone, you know, at their asking price is a great value for their money. These B grades at $235, like I've shown the little scuffs, the little marks, that doesn't bother me. The stitching's amazing. That is what I really look to when looking at a boot, because the cost to resole. Like Allen Edmonds, for example, they have some terrible welts sometimes, but a lot of that's because you can just send it to Allen Edmonds and for like $140, they'll put a new welt on it, put a new sole and everything, and you're good to go. But you can only do that so many times before the upper is shot, because whenever they replace the welt, they have to stitch through the upper. But for a boot that you want to just take to a cobbler like this boot, what I really want to see is a good welt with a lot of meat on it so that the cobbler can put on, you know, several new soles without sanding down to that stitch line. And these boots are just amazing for that. So they're a 10 out of 10, even in their B grades. Grant Stone is just giving you such an awesome value for the money. And of course that comes from where they're made. They're made in China. But you are supporting an American company. So there is that. It's not like a, you know, a full Chinese company. They're just made in China. And you can be confident that the factory is a good factory and the people are well supported and well taken care of. I'm going to try these on so you guys can see what they look like on feet, but that's not the real focus of this video. The focus is to tell you about my little patina challenge that I'm doing for these boots, and then we'll give you updates on how they age over time. This leather is wild. I mean, it is an intense color, but I think I'm gonna get it to be pretty amazing looking. Now this didn't come with 2 sets of laces. I'm not sure if that's an Edward boot thing or if that is a Grant Stone B grades. I don't really care. I'll just use these for now. These did look like they were tried on, which if that's not a big deal, especially for a B grade for $235 for this boot. That wouldn't bother me. If that bothers you, then don't buy their B grades, but they definitely have been tried on. Nothing on the sole, so they haven't, you know, they weren't worn at all on anything that would, you know, scuff the sole, but they definitely were tried on. So I am a 13D on the Brannock. These are dress socks. That's just what I was wearing today. I normally would wear more of a boot sock, but maybe this will be in my dressier rotation, especially the Edward boot with the smaller eyelets and without that heel panel here. It is a little bit dressier of a boot, but as I put these on, it is, this boot, this is giving me flashbacks to breaking in my diesels in the saddle tan. That boot is so intense. It's like a cast. And it took a while. So this isn't for the faint of heart, but it's worth it. It's a really cool leather. It's got an amazing smell. That's one thing about this leather that isn't talked about a lot, but the smell is unreal. And not like we're buying leathers so that we can smell them unless you're a little bit of a weirdo, which I guess I'm admitting I am. But like Chrome Excel, Horween's Chrome Excel, Horween's Shell Cordovan, they all have these amazing smells. And this Battle Lassie, it has one of the best smells too. So it's right up there with those leathers. And let's see, it looks pretty good with these blue Dockers so far, but still it's a little bit lighter. I'm just not a bold guy. I don't know. I'm already 6'4", so I already have a somewhat presence to me. I have always felt like I can't really wear things that make me stand out too much because I already kind of stand out too much. But I'm a 12 or 13D on the Brannock. These are 12Ds. These are what I normally get with Grant Stone. These are perfect. I have a little bit of room, and that's because I have dress socks on. And I just know when I have my normal boot socks, they will be perfect. But this is an amazing boot, an amazing value, Grant Stone, especially for like business casual. I think Grant Stone is the business casual king. It's like the elevated casual. It's not, you know, it's not a boot you're gonna see on a job site or anything like that, but it is just such a well-made boot. Really reminds me of Alden and just how they have that little space they occupy, and they do an amazing job. So please like and subscribe. I will be doing that video pretty soon about getting these to the patina I want, and that should be just a fun project. So thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one.